Everybody just turn your face there and just, what are you doing? Okay, fine, just don't look at me then, you look that way. So you stand here and you look that way and then you
yeah, we watch Travis will do it with.
Oh, the repetitive lady. Oh,
yeah.
the old lady.
Yeah, you said, yeah.
out, out, out.
Yeah, I did admire, I did like her teeth though, she had great teeth.
Like they were hers.
What if he, what if he resists? What if he's not allowing?
What did we say earlier with Ayushi? Hey! What did we, so if I go to check on Alfred's pad, he says, no, you're not. I don't want you to.
Think about what we did this morning. Up and down, up and down, up and down.
How
Yeah?
many people did you go through?
7. She just walked away.
You know, I think I went through about 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I was the person.
Yeah.
We missed you that exercise. We
Yeah.
kept saying, Mark loves this bit. Mark
Yeah.
loves this bit.
I'm not the angry person. I won't hit you. I will just not.
No.
I'm so stubborn.
No, I didn't. I didn't hit anybody. The temptation was to hit somebody, but no, I didn't hit anybody. But it was such a simple solution, wasn't it? Everyone's thinking, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? It is so difficult. Yeah, you can't hear, can you?
No, it's brilliant.
And it was so difficult to think about what you need to do because you overcomplicate it. Yeah? It was a very simple step in. Hi, I've got a new pair of trousers or some new shorts. My God, yeah, give me some new shorts. So think about it with your own kids, for those that have kids. On a Saturday morning, they've been at school all week, you go in, morning, are you going to get up? No. Why? They're not going to get up because there's no reason to get up. Morning, kids, we're off to the zoo or the market. Oh, yeah, great. The kids get up because they have a reason, don't they? You get up every day because you have a family. You have work to go to. You have a reason. Yeah? Give somebody a reason to do something. Yeah? Honestly, it's not rocket science. And as you, well, you see, so, you know, taking away from, I mean, we've still not gone through all the dementia stuff this morning. We've still got more to do. And there'll be lots more on it will be based around some of the dementia. Okay, because actually you'll get a really good feeling of that.
Hi guys, a very warm welcome for Artemis Hospitals. My name is Amanda Alamshah and I am one of the co-founders of Ed2 Careers. And we are so delighted to have you here, all UK care providers and Dynamics People Solutions, to give you a 30-minute review on communication, consent and mental capacity. So we had a really insightful and a very heartwarming session on dignity today, and we would love to take you through what our participants are doing. So please join Jay and Mark from Indago Development to deliver a 30-minute review of these sessions in the training room. So here we go.
Capacity. And we are going to talk about capacity now this afternoon. And so any situation you generally find yourself in with a resident in a care home, first question you need to ask yourself, do they have capacity? Because all the things I said around Dad this morning, my dad doesn't have capacity. Telling him we're going to go through holiday and pass away. It's one way of lying to my dad, but in his best interests, I was telling that lie rather than trying to tell him this comes up. So we're going to go.
I was just going to stop for a second, sorry. Do you guys know what we mean by capacity? Because that would help. Does anybody know what we mean by having capacity? Of
Doing certain things.
not quite. Kind of right idea, but not that. Yeah, capable of doing something.
Up to some level, how much level capacity? No.
Okay, leave it there. That's fine. Good effort. Yeah, good effort. Anybody else want to have a go? I can't hear that low. Go on, say it.
Go on, Chief.
Ability to understanding
Right.
To
certain
understand.
certain things, their
Kind of.
behaviors.
No.
Skill of handling the things.
I don't. Alfred, go for it.
Skill of handling the things.
Say that again.
Handling the situation.
No. So I'll one more. Go on. Right, we can all think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can all think, and I'm hoping everybody in here has capacity. So Tenzin, I will ask you again. Can I have a look at your bum?
No.
No. Right. Okay. You've made that choice. Yeah, you've made that choice for your own reasons. I don't need the reasons. Okay. Now, if I gave you 5 bottles of wine and said, Tenzin, can I have a look at your bum? The answer might be,
Not at all.
Even if you've drunk 5 bottles of wine.
wow, am I that bad?
Okay, what would 5 bottles of wine do
I
to your
will be-
decision making?
Yeah, that I wouldn't be no. Like,
You wouldn't be no, but you'd be closer to thinking, oh, maybe.
But
Okay.
what would the alcohol do to anyone's brain if you get 5 bottles of wine?
knockout.
Right.
Oh, no, that's just a great answer. Say it again, because he wants to hear it. God, it was a brilliant
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, say it again.
I was saying that it decreases the capability to take an decision and decrease the capacity to process the information.
Yeah. That's a really good answer. Did everyone hear that? So it reduces your ability, your capacity to make a decision and to take in the information. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So say yeah. So mental capacity, basically. Oh, sorry. Is basically the ability to make an informed decision. That is what capacity is. Yeah. You make a decision. You have all the information. You understand it. You can send it back. There we are. You understand what's going on. Okay.
So in the UK, the Mental Capacity Act is a piece of law that's been around for 16 years now. Okay? And other countries that have care regulated or have similar law to this works maybe in slightly different ways in the detail, but the concept is still the same. Do you think if we were all in England living now in the UK, could the Mental Capacity Act be used against any one of us in this room?
It's okay to get it wrong. Remember.
What does the logic tell you? You think yes? Okay. So do you think someone could come along? So I go to see my doctor. Doctor tells me I've got a heart condition and I need to take medication every day to stop avoiding an operation. Can the doctor assess my capacity to if I say no, I'm not taking your tablets, don't want to take them? Can the doctor assess my capacity to make that decision?
No.
No. Why not?
Because doctor can check, assess our capability for that, because this is our mentality and our thinking.
Okay. So why can't you assess my capacity then?
Throughout,
Imagine Jay is 90 years old, has dementia, and the same thing happened. Jay's been told by the GP, you need to have this medication every day for your heart. Jay says, no, I don't want tablets. Could the doctor assess his capacity?
Yes.
Why?
Why or how?
No, why? You're right. The doctor could assess his capacity.
Okay,
Why?
if doctor thinks that he is making the wrong decision, that will harm him, and it could lead to a.
Oh, hang on. So you're ish, but he can't assess my capacity. I'm doing this. I'm making the same wrong decision, the same unwise decision, but he can't assess my capacity. But he can assess Jay's. Why? What's the difference between us?
If you have any kind of neurological disorder or like dementia, then you are not being able to, or you are a very old age person, then it might be possible that you are not having the capacity to make the decisions for yourself.
Cool. Good answer, Yogesh. Did everyone hear that okay? So essentially, the neurological condition of dementia might affect your capacity. And because I don't have dementia, the Mental Capacity Act cannot be applied to me. The legal term is permanent mental impairment of the brain.
Yeah.
Okay? And so if you don't have a permanent mental impairment of the brain, this piece of law cannot be applied to you. So even if you're 80 years old and you're living in a care home, if you don't have a diagnosis of dementia, well done, I mentioned it's fine, or anything else that interferes with how your brain operates, this piece of law cannot be applied to you. Aside from dementia, what else might be called a permanent mental impairment that affects your brain all the time?
Brain tumor.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, guys. You're all nurses, most of you.
Neurological surgery.
You can be a nurse for the next 4.5 minutes.
Surgery.
Oh, someone said trauma.
Yeah, trauma.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone said surgery. Alzheimer's, did I hear?
Alzheimer.
Injury.
Trauma is the
Brain
same.
injury.
Head injury.
Yeah.
Head injury.
Parkinson's.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to pick them out as I hear them.
It's good, let's keep them coming.
Any more? Brain tumour? Brain tumour? Have you got that?
You've got brain tumour. What other things? Don't just think about old people. Think about anyone of any age. What can happen to your brain? Mental illness. Now I'm going to write that one down there, Akio. It's not a bad answer, but we'll talk about it in a minute.
Brain stroke.
Who said stroke?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody think about, I'm sure the term is right here, but we have
Hemorrhage.
people with learning difficulties.
Brain hemorrhage.
Okay.
Say, right, okay, we'll talk
Right.
about that, yeah.
Language, again, because you're learning American English, that's the word that's used to describe someone that we would describe as having a learning disability. Okay? So in the UK, we would say learning disability. Word retard would be seen as an insult. You're not to know that. I get that.
And you could be fired. Okay. Yeah. Had this discussion many times with those words, and say once again, when we look at the word parts of the English and what you need to learn in terms of understand, you'll understand that retard and things like that are not acceptable language. Okay.
But we know where that word's come
Yeah.
from when you've said it out loud. Okay. All right. So you've got a list there. That's a pretty good list. What was the first word I said? What type of mental impairment?
Symptom.
Permanent. Okay. So we look at
Trauma.
surgery,
Surgery.
and mental illness. Are the effects of those things going to be permanent? So if I've had a brain operation, will the swelling on my brain remain in place forever?
No, it's not going to be permanent.
It'll go down, right? What about mental illness? Will that affect the way my brain operates every single day? Oh. You're going to have to differentiate the yeses and the nos. All right, so if I suffer with depression, am I going to be that
No.
depressed every day that affects my ability to make
No.
decisions? No. On some days it will, on other days it won't. So if I've had surgery, my level of capacity might be really low the day after the procedure, and then it comes back up, and then it will find its level of how it's going to stay. If I have a mental health condition, there'll be days where I'm really good, days where I'm really bad, and there are days where I'm in the middle and I can think pretty normally, for want of a different word, about making decisions. So that word permanent, one of the key principles of mental capacity is that is that person got a permanent condition? So actually, are you going to try and assess my capacity to take medication the day after brain surgery? No. I'm going to be unconscious, I'm going to have a drip in my arm, and all the medication is going to come through that line. But actually, once the drips come out, and I've recovered from that swelling, what would you expect the doctor to do? Keep pumping medication through my drip?
No.
What would they do? Go on, Chitra. I saw you talking.
I thought I heard the right answer as well. And say it.
Go on. Yeah, so they'd assess the medication, and then what they'd come and do? Abby? They will, but what will they do with me as their patient? Because I'm conscious now and I don't need a drip.
You've said the word
So I will
already.
change the course of medication. Like
said
you are
the
in the
word.
IV medication, I will change it to the oral medication if you
Yeah.
are
Yeah, assess.
able to take.
But what do they have to do?
Assess.
They're assessing what? Capacity. Okay. So, what the Mental Capacity Act will ask you is, can you wait to make that decision? Okay? And if the answer is yes, you're expected to wait. So look at this mental health graph here. If I was really high or really low, I might not be able to make really good decisions on those days. But if you know it's going to change and you know I'm likely to regain capacity, you're expected to wait, if able to make that decision and to assess my capacity. Okay. Does mental capacity in workbooks?
Yes.
Oh, you might know these then. There are 5 key principles for the Mental Capacity Act, and if you follow them, you cannot get assessing capacity wrong. Okay? Does anyone know, and it's okay if you know them because they're in the book, does anyone know what any of them are? Okay.
These are PDFs.
So, Jay is my 90-year-old resident with dementia, so he has a permanent mental impairment.
Why do I keep being 90?
Just the way you look.
Well, let's make it 88.
If you had fewer wrinkles around your eyes, I'd say 84.
Okay.
96 years old.
Thank you.
Okay, he has dementia, so he has a permanent mental impairment. What do you think is the first assumption I should make about Jay? If I want to assess, does he have the capacity to agree to take medication? What should I assume to start with?
Right, PDFs haven't gone out, so they haven't got
Oh,
information.
okay,
No, that's
so
fine. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Good human being. If your mum or dad was going to take medication tomorrow in England in a care home, what would you want the doctor to assume? That they do understand or they don't understand? Louder, I can't hear.
That they don't understand.
Right. That's what happened before 2008 when the Mental Capacity Act came in. Doctor can come in and legally go, you've got dementia, I don't think you understand. So I'm going to say you need liquid medication, people can mix it into your drinks, so you don't know you have it. I understand the logic of that decision, but actually what the Mental Capacity Act did was remove that from being the start point that people were allowed to take. So it doesn't matter that Jay's 97 years old, it doesn't matter that he's got dementia, the law requires me to assume he has capacity as a start point. Okay?
So, yep, always assume capacity. Yeah, for everybody. So think about it. You go to a person in a hospital that's been in an accident and they've been brought in through trauma. Did they make the decision to go there? Not usually, no. Okay. And they may be unconscious for 24 hours. Okay. Now, when they wake up, okay, you have to assume they have capacity. You have to assume they can make decisions. Okay. Now, if you don't do that, say certainly in the UK, if you don't do that, okay, once again, we're looking at punishable. It's law. It's set in stone. We have to do it. Okay. But always assume capacity. So when we talk about dementia this morning, people with dementia this morning, people with certainly with dementia do not make the decision whether they want to live in a nursing home or not. Okay, they don't make that decision usually. Okay, I think so. If they recognise that my father-in-law, if he knew that he was in a care home, I think he would have probably shot himself before he went in there. That was what he always said. I'd rather shoot myself. But actually, he's living a really good life in the care home, and he doesn't know. That's great. But with him, Stuart, would you like a cake? Oh, yeah. He can make that decision. Stuart, do you want a cup of tea? No. He can make that decision. Stuart, do you want a cigarette? Yeah. He can still do that. Yeah, they're very basic things that we can all do. Stuart, do you want to get up? Bugger off, I'm tired. Very simple decisions, aren't they? Stuart, do you want to live here? No. Okay? He can't make that decision.
If I want to go and live by myself, I don't need carers. Stuart would get very unwell very quickly and have an accident.
Well, he did.
The risk of dying really quickly if he lived on his own, because he doesn't understand the consequence of that decision. Now, we'll talk to how we get to that point in a minute. But just imagine, so you're always assuming capacity. So Jay is now 99 years old. Okay. You can see, we've got to get a telegram from the Queen for his next birthday. He's doing so well. The King!
Yes.
This video is aging well. So I have to assume he has capacity as a start point. But I need to assess his capacity. Does he understand the risks of refusing to take heart medication? What do you think I have to do? what does the law require me to do when I go to start talking to Jay about heart medication?
Okay, so same kind of thing. If I was to give you some medication that you've never seen before, never heard of before, would you take it?
No.
Why?
Explanation. I don't know about the thing, then how can I take that?
Right. So, okay, you've got that bit, that's great. So how am I going to get that information clearly to you? What would be the best way to do that for you? In plain English?
Explain it in simpler way.
So would it be better for me to explain or for Chai to explain? Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Because we can understand
Yeah.
It's the right answer, though.
But it is the right answer, yeah.
Important, that is the right answer.
Yeah.
Is that Chai can speak to you in Hindi?
Hindi or English, but we are understand English level same because we are talking in our Indian English, but because we are
So the pronunciation and dialects.
English, your accent
So
different, so that's why we have difficulty to understand. No?
Okay.
We don't want to hurt your feelings.
Who's from Kerala? Who's from Kerala in the room? Okay. First language Malayalam? Yeah. Okay. So if you go to the UK and when you're 90 years old, you're in a care home and your dementia is taking you back 40 years to now, Malayalam is going to be probably the language you understand best, not English. The law would require that care home to present you that information in Malayalam. Because if I came up to you in English and said, talk through these are the medication instructions, or assumed Hindi would be your first language and spoke to you in Hindi, are you going to be able to understand that information about heart medication?
No.
You're being really polite. Would you understand what I was saying when I said it to you in English? The full list of heart medication issues? Probably not, is my guess, right? And so, imagine Jay's 90 and can't take in long sentences about medication. What else can I try to help him understand?
Don't think too hard about this one.
Who's got young children in the room? Who's got a child under 10?
Oh, I thought you meant in the room. Okay.
Come on, who's a parent of someone under 10 years old? Or has been a parent of somebody under 10 years old? Under 10? Have you got children? No. Wow, the judgment of me as a parent. Who's a parent in the room? Somebody. Marita. Okay. Imagine the doctor was trying to explain to your child when they were 5 years old they needed to have heart medication. But they talk about statins lowering blood pressure, and when they talk about how many milligrams they needed to take a day and what the risks and the side effects were, would the doctor tell your 5-year-old all those things? No. Right. What would the doctor say to your 5-year-old child? Okay, so they talk to the parents, but how would you explain to your 5-year-old child? Because as a parent, you probably want to explain what this is. So what would you say?
I will explain to my child if it's an injection to be taken. It's not will as much painful. It's like a ant biting, bite like ant, and
Okay,
I
so there's going to be
simply
some pain.
present it to them.
Keep going. You're on the right lines, but you would change the way you explain it because that's what your child would need to hear to understand. So I'm not going to treat Jay like a child.
Reduce the anxiety level. So,
Yeah, but I'm going to say, Jay, the doctor's been to see you, says that pain in your chest is causing your problems. He's got this blue tablet, and if you take it every day, the pain in your chest might be a bit better.
Oh, it's that blue tablet. Thank you.
You might change it to be something like that,
yeah.
because that's the language that Jay requires at that stage. So
I do that with my mum. My mother has to take medicine throughout the day, and she obviously can't remember the names and all that. So at 12 o'clock, after she's finished her lunch, this little yellow pill, that's it. That you have to take, and there'll be a bigger white pill. So she'll count, are there two? She's educated, by the way, she's literate, she's a teacher herself. But still, she's beyond the point where she can understand what has been taken when. So if the pharmacist gives me a medicine where the color has changed, which happens many times, the color has changed, she look at that little thing and say, medicine, this is not what I think. Why have you changed my medicine? And then we have to tell her, it's the same one but in different colors. So you use a different way of explaining. If just words are not enough, we use diagrams or whatever else we have, as long as we're able to
Pictures.
YouTube videos.
Would you give a book to somebody who's blind? Why?
Yeah.
Because they can't read it. How would you get information to somebody who's blind? Braille? Yeah, Braille, audio, talking. Yeah. So you get the idea that actually, in order. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, it depends on the decision. It's like which hairbrush or which towel do you want us to use, and they'll go more the soft one. The soft one, all day long. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, this is not because it's nice. This is for law. Okay. Third principle, I'll tell you because it doesn't really sit in order with the rest. So the law still protects everyone's right to make an unwise decision. Okay. Give me any examples of unwise decisions, or give Jay an example of an unwise decision.
I've got a really good one.
It's probably the same one.
No.
Oh, is it?
No, you should know my one.
All right, go on then.
Right, so back in the year dot, long time ago, when I was working on the floor, I think I'd been working in care for 3 years. There was a guy that had come in mid to late 40s in age, come into the care home to die, yeah? And I can't remember what was wrong with him, but he came in the care home for palliative care and to die. Now, when he came in, and we're going back in the day where pretty much you went in and got people ready, pretty much like you do now, okay? So we'd go in, and it was, for the first 2 or 3 days, it was like having a fight to get this chap washed, dressed, cleaned, ready, yeah? I won't repeat the language because it was rather loud and strong and offensive, but he clearly didn't want us to be in there, okay? So after a couple of days, we'd spoken to the nurses. They had then arranged for a capacity assessment with this guy and the GPs and family and things like that. It turned out this guy had capacity, okay? So after that meeting, there was another meeting with him and said, you know, why won't you let us help you? Long story short, because I could be here for another hour, he had said that he'd been that bad to his family, wife, kids, I don't judge, so whatever he'd done, that actually he deserved to die in his own urine, his own feces, and in pain. Okay? Now, as a carer, pretty naive, watching somebody go through that, died with stage 4 pressure sores, in a lot of pain, in urine, you know, and feces, infected areas. Watching that happen was really difficult. And even me going, and I remember going to the staff, why can't we do anything? It goes against everything that we try and do to help people, doesn't it? Yeah? Your urge is to want to help somebody. Why can't we just pin him down and wash him? Yeah, I mean, we were lucky, really. I mean, he did say to us that we could go in there once a day and clean him. That was it. Simply because his bedroom was across from the dining room. And even then, in his 4 weeks of his life left, he was still considerate of others that were living in the home. But yeah, that guy died in pain, in a lot of pain. And that's something that stuck with me for, well, even now. To me, that's a really unwise decision. But he had his reasons, and I can't change that. And actually watching that is really, really difficult. So that's kind of my story on that, of an unwise decision. But you have to respect it. Yeah?
Okay. The last 2 parts of the mental capacity test we're going to talk about together because they go hand in hand. So this is where someone lacks capacity and you are having to do something for them or make a decision for them. Imagine this is a loaf of bread, okay? And I'm going to go into the kitchen and I'm going to put it in the microwave. Door shuts. What are the risks or the dangers in me putting a loaf of bread in a microwave? Shout them out. No wrong answers. Say again, Yogesh?
Electric shock.
So some of the physical risks. I might get an electric shock. What else?
Explode. Yeah, cool. Fire. Anything else? Self-harm. What with the microwave? All right, you could push it over, yeah. So just think about self-harm, and he said he could push it over. Okay. Think about the things that could happen. So when he put the loaf of bread in the microwave, what do? Shut the door. What could happen? Fingers trapped in the door. Yeah, could get his fingers trapped in the door. Anything else?
I know, again, nurses, be nurses. What else could go wrong? What about everyone else living in the home? What are they going to eat? Someone. Come on, teacher, louder, can't hear.
Fire alarm.
Oh, fire alarm, okay. What's going to happen when the next resident comes in looking for bread? How are they going to feel? Okay. So there might be frustration.
Scared.
Panic. Someone say painful. Did someone say painful?
Angry.
Painful? All right. I'm going to ask you to justify that one in a minute, Marita. I can tell you.
Angry.
Okay. All right. Brilliant. Anyone ever seen a microwave explode from a loaf of bread being put in it?
No.
I love nurses. You're all so bloody predictable. Honestly. All right. Is the microwave plugged in? Is it?
Did you see if the microwave was plugged in?
Did I start the microwave on? All right. Risk of electric shock. Big or little?
Hi again, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our session on communication, consent, and mental capacity. Please don't forget to join us for infection control practices on the 25th. If you're joining us from the UK, it's going to be 10:30 to 11 a.m. and Australia will be 7 to 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much and see you very, very soon.
No. You still want to say no when they're recording, do you? That's what it is. Okay, this list. Who's going to be frustrated? Am I going to get frustrated by putting a loaf of bread in the microwave? All right, we're getting a okay. What am I doing in my head? I'm going to leave a ring around confused because I'm not going to get angry, I'm not going to panic, and I'm not going to get scared, right? Confusion. In my head, what am I doing? Loaf of bread. Microwave. What am I doing? Am I confused? So what might I be doing? Where do you put your bread? Hey? But where am I putting the bread in my head?
At home, where would you put a loaf of bread? Think about it. Okay, maybe the refrigerator. Where else
Fridge?
would you?
Might be the fridge in my head. It should be me putting the bread in the fridge. Perfectly good answer. Am I confused? Who's confused? Right, okay. So, I might trap my fingers, and that might be painful. That is the list of things we're dealing with, okay? But you don't really want me to keep putting bread in the microwave, because the more I do it, the more these risks might appear, okay? And we might waste bread, you know, there are a million reasons that we can do this 10 times a day. How do you stop me from putting bread in the microwave? Again, please be nurses, don't be scared, I won't pick on you, I promise. How can you stop me from putting... What is the way to stop me putting the bread in the microwave?
Please don't do it like you harm yourself like that.
Alright, so you're gonna talk to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you always going to be there to talk to me? Are you always in the kitchen, Tenzin? Are you going to promise there's someone always in the kitchen? Probably not, but hey, it's a good response. But it's not one that might work. What else? Some of these options might not be good options, but you can say them out if they come to your head. Hide the bread. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I really thought that was hide the fridge first.
Wow.
Cool, you can hide the bread. You could also hide the fridge. I'll put it on there. Say again, Chitra. So how residents can't do this. How do you stop me from doing it then? Are you going to let me in the kitchen?
If they request, the caretaker will refer what they are required.
Okay. What other things? Lock the door. Yeah.